Hi, Facebook. I'm Sheila Smith, and I just want to talk to you about people that mistreat or talk about people with HIV and AIDS. Let me start off by saying, for those of you who don't know, that I am HIV positive and I have been now for 21 years, but I hid it for 17 years because of disbelief, unbelief, fear, shame, worry, just scared, afraid of what people would say, what they would think, how they would treat me. I did that for 17 years. I found out I had HIV when I used to give blood. I worked at Memphis State, which is now the University of Memphis. When giving blood one particular time, I received a letter from the health department informing me to come down and they needed to talk to me. And when I went, they informed me that I had HIV. I didn't believe it, wouldn't believe it, and I couldn't believe it. So I walked away with a no, I don't. I got tested several more times and I was told, yes, it's true. What a blow, because nothing was wrong with me. I had no symptoms at all. I don't even know how long I had it before finding out. But about a year or two later, I found out I had it by being sick and having to go to the hospital. I ended up having pneumocystis pneumonia, which is a form of pneumonia you get when you have HIV and AIDS. So I had to go to the doctor, give me an infectious disease doctor, and get on my meds, and I got better. Yes, I got better, but I would get off my meds, and this went on for 17 years, and during that time, I just lived in fear and disbelief. I couldn't believe it. I just wouldn't accept it. So I would get on my medicine, and when I felt better, I'd get off because in my mind, I just can't believe that this is true. It took me 17 years. I've gone through so much during that time. You can't even imagine what I've gone through. 17 years of hiding a secret. Only people that knew was my mom, my dad, my sister, my brothers, and a couple of cousins. I didn't want anyone to know. I was so ashamed and afraid. I just didn't think people would care about me anymore. They wouldn't like me, they wouldn't love me. So what I really wanted was death to come to get me. But I want to talk to you all because I hear the stories of how some of your moms and your relatives, your in-laws and so-called friends and cousins shunned you, put it on social media talking about you. Even your mother would talk about you in a degrading way, calling you B's and W's and you're a slut. I've never heard such. So when I'm at women's groups and they share their stories, I'm appalled because I can't believe it. I never encountered that. My mother was so loving and kind to me that every time, and I was sick a whole lot in 17 years, but every time I fell ill, my mother would take me home and nurse me back to health. She would encourage me. She would pray for me. She would bathe me. She would help me to get in bed. She would lotion my body. She would pray over me, read scriptures over my body, lay on top of me and speak life. Give me communion. That's what a real mother does. A mother loves her child unconditionally, no matter what it is. And this, while I've been grown, my mother did this for me. So for you mothers who degrade your children and talk about them, you need to go back and define what a real mother is, because that is not what a real mother does. My sister, my brothers, they never shunned me. They loved me. And they helped my mom to take care of me in whatever way needed, as well as the cousins that knew. I finally got free from you, yes, you people, back in 2011 when I was in the hospital, asking God to please, since you won't let me die, just allow me to lose my mind. I can't face this cruel world. I remember my sister constantly calling saying, God said, let it go. I was like, God, I'll never do that. You'll never get me to let this go. This one is too big. But during that same time, I saw a pastor, Pastor Jamal Bryant. He was on TV and he spoke a word, and I knew that God was talking to me, that he wanted to change my life. And on that day in my hospital bed, I surrendered it all to God, and he released me from what you think or what you say. So I want to say to you mothers and family members, in-laws, so-called friends and cousins, don't ever do that. Don't ever talk about anyone. Don't tell them they can't come to your house and eat your food or eat off your utensils. Don't tell nobody that. You don't want the gift or the food from them at a social event because they have HIV or AIDS. Who do you think you are? I want to ask you a question. Do you know your status? Have you been tested? You would be surprised of who has HIV and AIDS. You really would. I mean, it happens to the best of us. As you can see, it happened to me. And I know that I am one of God's best. So I'm asking you to please stop talking about people with HIV and AIDS. You want to know something about this disease? Google it. You're on social media doing everything else. Learn about it. Know your status and get tested so that you'll know. And if you ever have it, you can inbox me. I'll be sure to help you through the process because this is hard. This is a hard one. It's nothing you can even try to realize or try to figure out what's going on in our mind. You think we wanted this? You think I set out to get this? This is never anything I wanted. Again, stop talking about people with HIV and AIDS because you would truly be surprised of the people you hang out with that may have it. Your sister, your brother, your mom, your dad. How about your pastor, your first lady, your BFF, your bro, your road dog? You get the picture. How about that favorite grandchild that you love so much? Please, don't talk about us. You got something to say? Pray for us. I'm Sheila Smith, and I approve this message.